The Dads That Game radio podcast is brought to you by Video Games Monthly. Video Games Monthly is a monthly subscription service that delivers retro video games to gamers who own classic gaming systems from the 1980s through 2000s. And the best part is, you keep the games. Check us out at videogamesmonthly.com.
Live from his wife's basement, still gaming into their elder years. This is the Dads That Game radio podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Michael Wolf and William Small.
Coming at you like I just smoked a pack of cigarettes for the first time. Know anything about that, Will?
No, I don't know.
Got him.
Nah.
All right. Welcome to the Dads That Game radio podcast. This is I'm super busy today. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Really?
Yeah. I'm getting on a jet plane. I don't know if I'll be back again. Yeah. All my bags are packed. Yeah. So, yeah. No, they're not. I haven't even packed yet.
Your bags were packed pre-flight.
Yeah, pre-flight. 8 a.m. Gotta go. Yeah. And I'm gonna be... All right, we're gonna stop that right now. All right, welcome to the show. This is show 102 for those paying attention at home. Thank you if you're paying attention at home. You win a prize. Contact me for the info. We'll see if anybody contacts me. Seriously, I have...
You get to listen to more of the show.
Well, I have prizes. I'll give you a prize. You know what?
Yeah.
Email me at the Dads That Game podcast. What is our, I don't even know. What's our email address? dadsthatgamepodcast@gmail.com. I have prizes. I'll send you a random prize. There. I'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll see who's listening. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll send it out. I'll pay for shipping. I don't even care. Right on.
Yep.
Check out us and our friends on our website. I guess it's our website now. We're a part of it. But Noobs and Pros, noobsandpros.com. It's getting updated all the time. We get some new videos and pictures, and there's going to be even more after this week, because I did not know if you knew, but myself and my best friend Rich and Brian and Mary, we're all going to Combo Breaker. So Noobs and Pros will be at Combo Breaker, and that is going to be killer. So I guess it's a bigger deal than I thought it was. Like, I thought it was, esports, but I guess it's like, it's like a big qualifying event. So it's supposed to be huge is what I'm hearing. So
Well,
I'm
that
excited.
sounds exciting.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to go. So yeah, that's going to be this Friday. And then obviously I'll be in Vegas until Wednesday, and I'm going to go try to check out the Luxor and check out the esports scene. So try to get some pictures and videos up there. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to Vegas, and I feel like my schedule's already full. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. So, but check us out, obviously, Thursday nights on the Podcast Radio Network. I don't know if we're back up yet. I keep saying that. I have not heard a word. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. Is it? I hope so. If it's not,
Maybe.
Obviously, check us out Podbean, but if not, obviously, we're usually on Podcast Radio Network Thursday nights. It's 102.6 on the Crikey app. It's Podcast Radio Network on the TuneIn app. Check it out accordingly. Also, thank you to our friends, PlayerOneCoffee.com. Please use code DADSThatGame if you're a first-time user, and you'll get yourself 5% off your order. So there you go. Thank you. But yeah, no, like I said, it's a busy week. I don't even know when I'm going to stop and breathe. Honestly. Because like I said, I leave today. I leave about 3 o'clock today.
Yeah.
Get into Vegas probably 8, 9 o'clock. But then everybody that I'm going to already wants to go down to Fremont Street the first night, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
I love Fremont Street. It's if you've never been to Vegas before, Fremont Street is definitely where you want to go. Just make sure that if anybody approaches you, just let them know you're local or you're leaving that night. Don't buy into any of their scams. So there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there trying to get your money. But get in. They want to go to Fremont Street the first night. Go check out that whole scene, and then I have union training Monday through Wednesday, and then I have the nights free. But I'm trying to figure out when I can get down to the Luxor so I can go check out the esports arena. So apparently Twitch is having an event tonight, but I don't think I'm going to make it down there tonight. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But then, like I said, then I get home Wednesday, work Thursday, and then Friday, I drive over to Chicago. So I am, it's going to be.
You are a busy fella.
It's going to be busy. Thank you to my wife, by the way, for being so patient with me because I'm basically making her a single parent this week. So, love you, babe. But the weekend release is back. Well, I'm sorry, the game of the week is back, and then we'll get into week of the release. When did week of release go away? I don't think we ever got rid of it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we do it every
I don't
week.
think it went away.
Yeah. Well, the beginning shows we didn't even have. Well, yeah, we did. We had weekend release. We've had weekend release every single show, almost. I would say except for the first show. But that was because my foul mouth was swearing so much. Yeah, whatever. So, I need to post... I need to put back episode 1 sometime. I don't know when I'm going to do it. But I need to
just let people hear the cluster.
Well,
because that was.
Yeah, well, because I just, like, when you look at Podbean... Like, it's always like, we're always like, this is show 102. And then when you look at Podbean, it's like, no, this is show 101. Or, no, it says 101 shows. And you're like, where's this 102 shows that you guys are promising us? Like we're just lying. It's because I took down episode 1 because it was so bad. Right. So, I think I put
we all have to start somewhere.
Right. No, I understand. And I think I put it back up once, like for a week, just for, giggles. I think that was that in our first anniversary? Maybe I'll put it back up for a second anniversary here, obviously.
Something like that.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that if you guys want to see how bad we used to be. It was bad. Well, I was just like, F this, F that, F this. Why am I like, why do I say the F word like I'm in a show choir? F this. I don't know. Whatever. Moving on, though, I wanted to talk about Game of the Week. Now, well, I'm sorry, okay? I drank the Kool-Aid. I drank the Jonesboro Kool-Aid, and now I'm in the dead zone.
Why? Why?
Here's the thing, okay? Just let me defend the game. It's not that bad. It's really, really not that bad. Is it buggy? Absolutely, it's buggy. But the gameplay is actually fun. Building the community is fun. Going on missions and surviving is fun. It really reminds me of a good survival game. So, like, if you...
Yeah, but...
The game... Well, hold on.
The
game... No, I know, but hold on. The game we're talking about right now, obviously, and this is why Will's giving me crap. I'm talking about State of Decay 2. And we talked about this last week of, I don't know if you get it. It's a sandbox game. It's really unfinished. It's really buggy, what we heard. Reviews came out this week, and everybody agrees. Buggy. It's very, very riddled with bugs. Can that be patched? Absolutely. And that's where I'm going to say is its saving grace. I think once they patch it, get rid of the bugs with all the magically appearing zombies sometimes, or, zombies just falling in, I think the game's going to be amazing. I really do. Because, like I said, you have to ask yourself if you were realistically in a zombie apocalypse, okay, to survive, what would you have to do? You would have to go scavenge from town to town. You'd have to find materials. You'd have to try to group up with people or fight with people. And this game does that. I mean, it's basically, it drops you right into, I mean, I hate to cross-reference The Walking Dead here, but it drops you into The Walking Dead and makes you survive. Like, you are Rick Grimes, you are trying to basically just survive and get on to the next day, trying to hope for a better tomorrow. And that's this game to a T. It's not a bad game. Like, I'm enjoying it. So that's why I said this is the game of the week this week. I'm sorry if you disagree, Will, but I really, really like it. I think it's a really, really well done zombie game. Do I wish it was better? I wish they would have taken more time to, debug the game. Absolutely, I do. Because it is annoying sometimes when, like, your car gets stuck or car gets flipped, because of a bug, or a zombie just pops in behind you and he wasn't there, a second ago. Yeah, that's annoying. And I think that was the biggest complaint that I saw about the game. Everything else that I saw was like, it's enjoyable. It's a lot of fun if you play the originals. Like I said, I would say this is a game where the bugs are killing it right now. But if they patched it, I think this could be potentially an 8 or 9 rated game, honestly, because it is fun. It's a lot of fun. And it's a lot of fun to play with your friends too, which is really cool that they put the multiplayer in. But like I said, that's the biggest complaint that I saw with all the reviews is that it's glitchy, it's buggy. And I mean, honestly, if that's the only thing you can say about the game, you have the right to say that. Obviously, I want a game that works just like everybody else does. But I don't think that's enough to kill this game because I think it has so much potential. It really does.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't have potential, but not only is it like super buggy, but like the frame rate issues I've heard, like in some like frantic fight situations,
sometimes
it drops well below 30, and in some points it actually like does like the choppy.
Sometimes,
like staggering.
Sometimes,
which means that it's in like the single digits.
Sure.
So, you know, I will never say, you know, that a game that's a zombie game is stupid. I don't like that kind of stuff because I love zombies.
Sure.
I love zombies. I love zombie games. I know that a lot of people are getting burnt out on that stuff, but it's always been my favorite genre of everything, like horror movies, everything. I've always loved zombie stuff, but only if it's well done. My issue is more that, you know, because the game is difficult and because I messed up, not because I walk into a room and then I'm pressing buttons and it's not responding to me and then I get eaten because glitchiness.
Here's the thing, though. I've been playing for probably a good 10, 12 hours. I played it like all day. I got it Friday, played it all Friday night, played it pretty much all day yesterday. It's not, the glitches aren't bad enough to ruin the game. I never felt like when I was fighting zombies that it was unfair advantage because, I mean, like you have a stamina bar, obviously, and when you run out of stamina, you know, you're going to be in trouble. There was only one instance where I ran into like a horde and I was unprepared, but it wasn't because of glitchiness that, you know, took down my character. And I survived. Like I got out of there real quick and there was a car nearby, got in the car and peeled out of there. And I totally left my partner behind because I was like, I'm going to die. Funny story, by the way. But I never felt like the glitches like ruined the game. Like this is not like Mass Effect Andromeda where the glitches ruined the game, where it was just so bad and the dialogue was so bad and the gameplay was so bad. The gameplay is amazing, for one. The story is killer, for two. It has a great story. I mean, it just kind of throws you in this world, and I mean, it's a little unrealistic sometimes because I mean, it's like when one of your guys gets bitten or infected or something like that, there's a cure now, and obviously, in you know a real zombie apocalypse, you know you're just DOA. You know, unfortunately, you get bitten or scratched, you're over. This one, it actually you engineer a cure. I would say it's harder when you get levels up because it's hard for me to understand the game because there's a level system because first of all you have to, you know, establish kind of like a base to where you bring your people in and you can recruit people. Second of all, you have to update your stuff. So like your storage and stuff like that gets updated. So like if you bring in more, you can bring in more materials and have more people. But if you don't update your, you know, your storage, then you can like your materials get left out in the open or they get stolen or they, you know, obviously somebody breaks them. So it kind of creates this like really interesting balance of like trying to upgrade your fort and also trying to keep everybody happy in the fort. And also there's zombies all around you. So you're trying to survive. So, I mean, like I said, my mindset usually when I play zombie games is I'm like, okay, if realistically I was in a zombie situation and I had to survive and I had to basically appease other people that were around me, this is exactly how it would be. You know, people would either be happy with me, they would be, you know, upset if we didn't have food, if we didn't have ammunition, if we didn't have clean water. And, I mean, that game kind of throws you in this environment. It basically states, you know, you have to build this if you want clean water. You have to build this if you want to start connecting to the community. If you want to place, you know, watchtowers, you know, or forts everywhere, you know, you have to watch it. So, like I said, I really enjoyed it just because my mind enjoys that. I'm the kind of person that enjoys that. I love a good zombie game just like you do. And like I said, I don't think it's the glitches and the bugs, I don't think are enough to break it. So, everybody's entitled to their opinion. This is just my opinion. I would say go form your own, but I'm just saying, like, I really, really like the game. Like, I didn't think I was going to because I was reading all the reviews, and they're like, well, it's glitchy, and the bugs just kill it. I didn't feel that way. Like, yes, it's glitchy. There was some definite times where I could notice, like, wow, this is, really bad. Like when I was driving a car and like I get a zombie trapped on me, and then there'd be like a line of 30 zombies because the game glitched. But it didn't break, it didn't break the mechanic of me driving. Like I was still able to drive away, and eventually it just fixed itself. But I mean, those are the kind of bugs that, nobody likes to see. But like I said, it's just my opinion. I really enjoyed it. But also, I like Dead Island too. And everybody hated Dead Island. So.
Oh, see, I mean, I liked that game.
Sure.
And that one was more, I don't know. I feel like that one was less anticipated and just more unpolished than anything else.
Yeah.
So this one being so highly anticipated, you would have thought that they would have just spent more time
on the polish. Yeah.
To make sure.
I would say if they kind of put if they held this back like maybe 2 months, 2-3 months and polished it up, I think the game would be the problem Xbox is running into right now is like none of these games that they're putting out are saving grace games. And what I mean by that is it's going to save, them for having this Xbox One X, basically making you want to go buy one. And,
and that's my issue is that they have a lot riding on these games that are just for their systems, yet in a state that, they're not ready.
Well, and see, that's the thing too, that I still don't understand their business model is why are you putting these games on PC as well then? If you're realistically trying to push the Xbox One X, like, you have a $500 system, it's the most powerful system out there. And you're like, hey, it's, we got this video game out there. Oh, but, we're also putting it on PC, this Play Anywhere thing. Like I said, I knew from day one that Play Anywhere thing, when they announced that, I was like, then why even have an Xbox? Like, seriously. And I still to this day, I don't get their marketing strategy. Like, I understand you're covering multiple platforms. Fine. That's fine. Because not everybody has an Xbox. Not everybody wants an Xbox. People love PC still. PC Master Race. It's still out there. I don't get it. I don't understand why you'd put a $500 system out there not to have exclusive rights or exclusive games to it. It still baffles my mind of why they do this. I talked to a lot of people about this. I talked to people at Microsoft. I talked to people, in the industry and things like that. And they say the same things. Like, it doesn't make any sense to why you have this, beefy, massive system and you have no games for it. And I mean, look, Xbox does a lot of things right. We have a story about them today about what they did with that adaptive controller, which I wanted to cover, which is fine. And it brings more people into gaming, which is beautiful, by the way. I think that was one of the most amazing things that they did. But it's like, what are you doing? I mean, I understand you're great with, backwards compatibility games. That's fine. I understand that. Retro's cool. Yep. But it's like, what are you doing to push it forward? I mean, you're not winning this race at all. I mean, the reason I say that is because reports just came out that PlayStation is killing it still. PlayStation is miles ahead, So it just, like I said, I love Xbox. I love Microsoft. I want them to do well. I don't understand their business model anymore. And I mean, we've talked about that a billion times on the show where we just I just don't get it. So
at this point, there's no race anymore. PlayStation could literally stop selling PS4s today.
Sure.
Completely stop selling them.
Yeah.
And still win by the time the next generation of consoles come out.
Oh, yeah.
They would still be ahead because it's that much of a margin.
Yeah.
Like, the gap is that big.
The gap's huge.
That Xbox could not catch up.
Well, and I get the fact too that obviously, it is what it is, but I also get the fact too that PlayStation has the market on, obviously Eastern companies. I mean, they have access to all that stuff, and that's fine. Yeah. But it's just like I don't understand what they're doing anymore. I don't understand why there's no exclusive games for Xbox anymore. Obviously, there's hope for Gears of War 4. There's hope for obviously Halo. And then there was also a rumor that they said that Scalebound this week may not be canceled. They're trying to breathe air back into that and try to bring that back from the dead. But like I said, I think State of Decay 2, it's an amazing game. But like I said, I'm not even playing it on my Xbox One X. Like, I'm playing it on my PC. So I just, like I said, I enjoy the game. And I think it's a great game. That's why I want to make it Game of the Week. I mean, if you argue with me, that's fine. Send us an email and let us know your thoughts. I would really like to know people's opinions on this. So,
what I'd like to actually do is I'd like to make a list of within the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Every exclusive that's come out on the Xbox platform.
Yeah.
And when I say exclusive, I mean just on Xbox.
Right. I bet you could still count on
I also want to see. For every one that's come out, I want to see what the overall Metacritic score was.
Sure.
I want to see what the aggregate, not like just one or two people. I want to see the overall theme. And I'm going to say that even in the last 5 years, you're going to see our subpar.
Well,
which is really unfortunate.
Well, but the funny part too about that is they, if you wanted to count just the exclusive games like on Xbox One X, you could probably still count those games on one hand in the last 5 years. Because the only games that I can honestly think of that would be exclusive was Halo, obviously, Gears of War, and that's it. I mean, it's just. There's really no exclusive games that I can think of that would be AAA titles that have been just exclusive to, Xbox. It's like, like I said, you try to rack your mind around it's like, why even invest, money into a super beefy technology like the Xbox One X if there's nothing to play? And we've made that argument from day one. Of why do this, why do that. And like I said, the only reason I actually own an Xbox One X is because I got that trade-in deal from GameStop. They had that trade-in deal where it was like, you can get $250 for these systems. And I had like $300 off. And go ahead, I'm sorry.
And here's the rub. Like, you could go out and spend less money and get a PlayStation 4 Pro.
Yeah.
And play a game like God of War.
Right.
That if you haven't seen it, if you're someone that actually hasn't seen it yet, you need to actually see it in action.
Yeah.
Not on a screen of somebody else, like not a video.
Yeah,
you need to see it yourself because the game is so gorgeous that it just shows that a PS4 Pro can absolutely push out extremely gorgeous graphics.
4K
and,
HDR.
And ability. Yeah. So, it's not as strong as the Xbox One X, but
processing.
You know what? It's pushing a lot of gorgeous things and very highly reviewed, very good games. So, I mean, the bottom line is that Xbox is just somehow continuously missing the mark.
Yeah, like I said, I mean,
being smart.
Well, they've done that since day one, though. Since the Xbox One
of this console generation.
Yeah, of this console generation, they have missed the mark day one.
Yeah.
So like I said, I don't know if there's any more saving grace for it anymore. Like I said, I don't have any qualms with Microsoft as a company. I think they still make a quality product.
I want them to succeed.
I want them to succeed. Like I said, I
want them to do well.
I just don't understand your direction when it comes to Xbox. That's the only thing I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You guys, I mean,
I know it sounds like we hate on them.
No, and that's why I'm trying to clear the air here. Because realistically, this is what I'm going to say. Like, if you take a product like Xbox 360, you guys were king. Everybody wanted a 360. You had the best multiplayer. You had great exclusive games. You guys were killing it in the console.
Absolutely.
You should have taken that momentum, pushed forward Xbox One, blew everybody out of the water, been able to be, a competitor with PlayStation 4, and you screwed up. You dropped the ball. You're just like, well, nobody wants to play video games anymore, so we're going to make a media machine. All right. And then by that time, it's like... No one made games for you, and guess what? Now you're 6 years late to the table. So, I just, like I said, that's you guys.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, at the end of the day, we're gamers, and all we care about is game.
That's true.
It's not about the console. It's not about one versus the other.
Right.
I would own all three.
Oh yeah.
If
there was a reason to,
were an option for me to play something that I couldn't get somewhere else.
Yep.
So at this point, I own 2 out of 3, and that's the way it's going to stay.
I own 3 out of 3.
You know, I'm not interested.
Yep, I understand.
I know,
yeah.
But I just I can't quantify owning an Xbox anymore.
No, that's
because
fine.
there's nothing I can't play.
Well, exactly. Plus, if you have a PC,
on my PlayStation.
Well, if you have PlayStation or if you have a PC too, there's honestly, like, that's what my argument is there's no reason to get an Xbox anymore. You know, so.
Yeah, and I love the Xbox controller, but guess what? You can use that on a PC.
Mm-hmm. I do it all the time.
So
USB or just buy the adapter. It's fine. Moving on though. So obviously, like I said, I hate to move attention away from the video game, but State of Decay 2, it's fine if you don't get it. I understand. If you're not into zombie games, if if it's ruined by the glitches for you, totally understand. But I gave it a shot and I really liked it. So that's why I'm saying it's this.
Maybe they'll patch it. Maybe if you wait 2 months, 3 months, they'll have put enough updates into it that it'll actually be a different experience.
Well, like I said, the reason I played it is because I bought the early edition. Obviously, it comes out this Tuesday, which we'll go over in game release. Weekend release in just a moment here, but yeah, it comes out this week. I don't know if they'll patch it by then, but like I said, I enjoyed it. Is all I'm trying to say. So, if I'm the one person, I've read other reviews where other people have enjoyed it as well. So, like I said, make your own opinion. Try what you want to try. If you're scared by obviously other people's bad time with it, totally understandable. I just said I gave it a chance, and I really enjoyed it. So. And like I said, we'll try to. I'm gonna try to see if we can bring you a week of the release every week if we can, but it'll probably be few and few between, just because unfortunately, like I said, this is gonna be a busy week. So, but let's talk about other video games that you can obviously get your hands on, because here's your weekend release. But starting May 20th, obviously that is today. This is gonna last you all the way up until the 26th. But I'm kind of excited to see this coming back into life. The Mega Man Legacy Collection is going to be available on the 22nd on Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
Yeah, fantastic. So, pretty cool. Also, not to be outdone by the first one, but Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 will also be available. Stardew Valley is coming over to PlayStation Network, so that's going to be on the Vita. Fun story about the Vita. PlayStation killed the actual physical cartridge for the Vita. They will no longer be making cartridges for the Vita. Interesting. So, it's too bad. I really enjoyed the Vita, and it ran its life. I think they could have done a heck of a lot more with it, but it ran its. That's probably a good 7, 8, 9 years old probably. So, when did the Vita come out?
It did really well for itself over it's at one point.
Yeah,
and then. It was weird that Sony lost interest in it so long ago.
I know. Like, I thought it was really good. They had touchscreen on it. It had a lot of good things going for it. It just, just never did a ton with it. 2013. Wow. That's a lot younger than I thought it was. So...
Yeah, well, 5 years is still a long time.
Well, I understand, but for a handheld, though, you're talking about... if you talk about, like, Nintendo 3DS, when did that come out? Like, that was... Let me see if we can find when the.
But remember that they had reiterations of the 3DS. Though.
No, I agree, but still.
I feel like
that actually came out in 2011, so Nintendo still supports that. But I think it is getting end of generation for these systems, just because. Newer and better things are coming out, but I would agree with you. I felt like PlayStation could have done more with the Vita, and they just didn't. Like, I think 2-3 years in, and they're just like, no, we're kind of done with this thing. So
I really feel like it suffered from lack of triggers. If it had, instead of just the 2 shoulder buttons, if it also had triggers under it, they would have made things play so much better.
Instead of the touchpads,
because so many games you were struggling trying to use the touchpad for things. That it just wasn't.
Well, and I thought it was cool too when they did the
machine itself was great.
Well, I love how they did the the network play too on that thing, because I remember playing Destiny on that thing, but it was impossible because you didn't have the triggers. So it's like, oh man, I can't throw a grenade. And, oh yeah, you had to touch the screen. So it made it very awkward for some games. So, yeah, I think they could have done that better. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if PlayStation will ever get back in the handheld industry. If they do, I mean, it'll be cool, but I have no idea. But the next game you can get yourself on the 22nd, Gogora, Gorogoa. I'm going to say I don't even know. But that is coming over on PlayStation 4. Runner 3 on Nintendo Switch and PC. Nintendo, I don't know if you guys ever played Runner, but it's kind of a quirky little side-scroller 3D game. I don't know. It's kind of fun. I don't know. I never played the original Runners. So, but Runner 3 coming out. And then the game I just got done talking about. Like I said, if you buy the early edition, you can play now. It is more expensive. It's like I think it's like, well, yeah, about $20 more. But if you wait for, obviously, Tuesday on the 22nd, State of Decay 2, the original version coming out, it's only like $29. No, it was $10 more to do the collectors, because it's like $29 for the original, and then it was $39 for the, I think it was 44. That's right, for the early edition. Yeah. But you get a couple extra things out of there too. So not too shabby. But also, game that's been out before, it's on PC, I know, because I have it on PC, but it's coming over to Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. SteamWorld Dig 2. Fun game. If you ever played the original SteamWorld, the dig games are just fun. I mean, obviously, it's like you dig, you find treasure, you solve, well, you go on quests and things like that, so it's a lot of fun. But that is it for the 22nd. On the 24th, you can get yourself Hot Pink. I have no idea what that game's about. So that is on PC, Mac, and Linux. All right, Linux, we're back in it. Woo! All right. Yeah, because Linux means gaming. Right. Also, you can get yourself Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers on Nintendo 3DS. They were talking about that game before. It was a Nintendo Direct conference. I remember them talking about that. But that is finally coming out on the 24th. Bloodstain, Curse of the Moon, also on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and the 3DS. Cool, yeah. And then you'll be able to get yourself Punch Club on Nintendo Switch. That is that Neo Geo? That looks like Neo Geo. No, it's not Neo Geo, but I've heard about this game. It's basically it's a boxing kind of fighting game in a ring. You train. It's kind of interesting how they do it, but it's got like a whole like subsystem into it. So like you go to city, you can train, you can get new perks and things like that. Might be worth a pickup. So, but that's coming over to Nintendo Switch. That's been out before though. It's been on PC and iPhones and iPads and Androids and Xbox and PlayStation, and it's finally coming over to Switch. So if you like fighting games, might be worth pick them. Also, a game that has been out before on PlayStation and Xbox, but it's finally coming over to Switch, N++. Great indie game if you've never played N++.
Yeah.
So great indie game. Oh man. Also, you can get yourself Top Players Golf, which is a Neo Geo game, but that's coming over to the Switch. Zenbound 2 over on the Nintendo Switch. And that's it for the 24th. On the 25th, you can get yourself Dungeon Rushers, which looks interesting. That's coming over to Nintendo Switch as well. It's kind of RPG style combat, so it's interesting. Kind of take turns and things like that. You can get yourself OOO Ascension on Xbox One. Hey, look, they got an exclusive. And then Big Game. This got delayed on Nintendo Switch, but still coming over to Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4. But Dark Souls, the remastered definitive edition. It's going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely happening. I heard a lot of people are going to get it on PlayStation 4. I think it would be amazing on Switch, but obviously we have to wait to see what the release date's going to be on that. But I think it's going to be amazing on PlayStation 4. I'd love to see it in HDR. I really would. But not
HDR at 60 frames looks like it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it'll be pretty nuts. Also, a game that if you did not know was coming out this early, yours truly here, Detroit Become Human. 25th. It's happening this Friday. So that's awesome. I didn't realize it was coming out so early. So
yeah,
I thought it was later, but that's killer. But that's it. That's it for the week. Next week, hang on to get some really cool retro indie games coming up. Definitely want to check those out. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to see Detroit finally coming out. You got to play it at E3. I'm sorry, you got to play it at PAX East. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
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 But very neat.
I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm curious to see what the people that review it have to say, because the area that I played was really cool, but we've seen it forever.
Right.
That one area.
Right.
So I need to see that there's more to it. Like it's got to have good substance.
Yeah. See how the rest of the world opens up and how that goes. Yeah. I
exactly.
I totally get it. No, it's understandable. I mean, because game companies sometimes are notorious for that. Obviously, like E3 and all the conventions and stuff like that. They'll pick just one area, polish it up really pretty on like a PC or something like that, and then that's what they show or that's what they demo. And then when the game finally comes out, you're just like, oh god, like seriously, like well that one area was really really fun, yeah.
Or you'll play it. Like you'll play the beta like they gave out to everybody to get to play.
Yeah.
And then the actual game comes out. That one level was 60% of the game.
Yeah, exactly. So that's happened before too. I mean, unfortunately, it's sad but true.
Yeah.
It's sad but true. So obviously we'll get into the main part of the show, obviously, in stories of the week, but I have to give a disclaimer, okay? Because the next part of the show that I'm going to talk about Nintendo, we're either going to be heroes or total J-holes about, because I can't confirm this, okay? But if it's true, I guarantee you, we're the first media outlet out there that is going to break this to you. But I can't divulge my sources, okay? But I was able to get my hands on the E3 showroom instructions for Nintendo. I'm not going to tell you who gave it to me. Obviously, I have to protect my sources. But I was able to get my hands on this stuff. And it has a list of all the games that they're going to be introducing. Now, like I said, I don't know if my source had the credible information. It has the Nintendo letterhead on top of it, though. It says E3 showroom instructions. It says internal use only. Like I said, I don't know if this is just BS, somebody having fun. But if it's true, this is going to blow your mind. Okay? So here's how Nintendo, when they do their E3 conference, this is how it's going to go down. So what they're going to do is they're going to show Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is amazing to hear that that's coming over to Switch. FIFA 2019, NBA 2K19. They're going to show Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Octopath Traveler, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. Okay? This is where it starts getting really neat, though. So what they're going to do is they're going to show Super Smash Bros. For the Switch, the trailer, the software demo, and a tournament that they're going to hold by Bandai. They're going to show a new Punch-Out game, which is amazing. It's called Punch-Out Become the Champion. They're going to show a trailer and the software demo. They're going to show a Metroid Prime trailer and gameplay footage. And the game is going to be called Metroid Prime Renegade, is what the rumor is. So if this is true, like I said, this is going to blow a lot of people's mind. They're going to show Splatoon 2, the Octo expansion, which we've seen before, but they're going to show the trailer and the software demo. Fire Emblem, new Fire Emblem game called Fire Emblem Memories, a trailer and a gameplay footage. Fallout 3 Anniversary, a trailer and a gameplay footage. Yoshi's Flipping Island, which I don't think that's new news. I think that we already knew that was coming out, but a trailer and software demo. Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, the trailer for that. So I'm guessing, I don't know if that's the new Pokemon game that they're working out. Here's the part that I'm really excited about, okay? Obviously, I'll read this one because I'm not surprised they're putting it on here, but then the next two games, even more exciting. But there's a rumor, like I said, I can't confirm any of this, but if this is true, E3 is going to be amazing for Nintendo. But Fortnite was going to be announced that it's going to be on the Switch. But here's the two games that I'm really excited about, which I was hoping that they would remake this. I said this last week. but there may be a new F-Zero SX game. There's a teaser trailer, and then there may be a new Star Fox game called the Lylat System. Yeah. Like I said, I can't divulge my sources here, but if that's true, I think E3 is just going to be destroyed by Nintendo if they announce those games. And we said last week too, there's 14 unannounced games that were supposed to be out. So I'm thinking this list may be true, Will. Like I said, it might be true. A new Punch-Out game, Metroid Prime footage, which I know you'd be excited about. A new F-Zero game, a new Star Fox game. Are you freaking kidding me, man? This is gonna be great. Like I said, I don't know if this list is true, but man, if this list is really true, it looks super professional. Like I said, if this is just somebody clowning, bravo. But I'm excited for the E3 showdown for Nintendo now. Like they've missed out so many times the last couple of years, and yeah, if this is true, man, my mind is just blown right now. So, and to see Fortnite on there too is really cool. New Fire Emblem game. Gee, already Christmas. Yeah, that's gonna be amazing. So, like I said, if we're just being a bunch of idiots, obviously once E3 happens, we'll come back on the air and be like, we're sorry, but man, that would be really cool if that's gonna be that's the case. So we'll see. Everybody keep that on the download though, just so Nintendo doesn't get scared and decide to not show any of this. Be like, you know what, Dad? You know what, Mike and Will? Screw you guys. You're ruining it for everybody. No E3 show. Yeah. Reggie listens to the show, so I don't know. But I think we got in big trouble. So
I think between Nintendo and Bethesda, those two
are gonna kill
the things that I want to see the most.
Yeah, just gonna kill it. But if that's true, man, that is gonna be awesome. So getting the name of the the Metroid Prime game and seeing some footage of it. That's going to be great.
Yeah, rather than just seeing the name and know that they're making it, to actually see what it looks like. That's what I'm very excited for.
That's going to be, I'm excited. You don't even know. So, all right. But moving on, obviously, we'll get to the rest of our stories today, and then we'll get out of here. But like I said, we were kind of questioning Microsoft of their decisions of gaming, obviously, but they actually did something very cool this week, and I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but they introduced what is called the Xbox Adaptive Controller. So now people with disabilities can actually play video games, which I think is honestly, I don't understand why companies didn't do this earlier. Like, honestly,
it's a really cool move.
It's just a really cool freaking classy and amazing move. So if you guys haven't seen any pictures or videos of it, basically what it is it's kind of a brick controller. But the cool thing about it is it has individual plugins at the top of it for individual buttons. But the cool thing about the controller is that for people that may have a deformed hand or, like MS or just any other disease that, would take away your hands, it now has like bigger, you can plug in like bigger Joy-Cons, like, controllers into it, like joysticks. You can plug in foot pedals into it. So it's like you're basically including, people that love the video game that weren't able to because of their disabilities can now video game again. Just amazing that they did that. So I have to, my hat's off to them for that, because that's just really classy. Seriously. So, because I mean, I saw the videos of, these kids that have, like disabilities and stuff like that, and they were playing these games, and the smiles on these kids' faces when they were playing video games, that, to me, like, that warms my heart, because, like, that's how I feel about a gaming community. Like, it's like, I understand we live in a crap world right now where everybody hates each other, and everybody would rather slit your throat for money than actually help you. But it's like, that's why I've always respected the gaming community, because it's like when you get people together and play video games, it's like, we don't care what race you are. We don't care what gender you are. We don't care what your political beliefs are, or your religion is. It's like, we're just there to video game. We're just there to have a good time. You know, like when you get together in these communities, and obviously I know there's trolls out there and there's, toxic players, and that happens, but it's like usually we can just laugh about it. You know, it's like, why are you so upset when we're playing video games, when we're having fun? And to see the look on those kids' faces that weren't able to video game before to actually be able to game before because of this, I mean, that was it really was just really heartwarming. You know, and that's how I feel about the gaming community, is that it should be all inclusive. And why not? You know, why weren't, people with disabilities able to game? Because obviously they weren't able to grab controllers, but now it's like they made this adaptive controller, and that takes away, that restriction. Yeah. So my hat's off to you, Xbox. That was really cool. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was really cool. I think PlayStation should get involved too, because then they would have the ability to play some good games as well.
They'd actually be able to play video games. Yeah. Right. And there's the jab. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
My 2 cents.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I think I agree with you. I think Nintendo and PlayStation should jump right back up on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like I said, just watching the video of the kids being able to game, it was just really cool. And it's just really nice to see that a company like that, it actually cares about all individuals, not just a certain group of individuals. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, it was really classy. It's a class act company you got there. Xbox, like I said, just make some video games now. That's all we want from you. So... Moving on, though, for the last 15 minutes of our show, I thought we'd talk about games that hate each other. So what I mean is I'm talking about Call of Duty, and we're talking about Battlefield. So if you guys don't know the backstory of these two companies, Activision and obviously EA, fighting each other over these two dang franchises, it's pretty brutal sometimes. I mean, you're talking about the reason why Titanfall 2 was pushed to the side because of these two dang video games. Yeah. So Titanfall 2 was amazing. But Call of Duty
was so good.
It was, yeah. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is a new game. That's not news. It was announced this week, though, that it's actually trying a different, not really trying something different. It's basically jumping on the bandwagon, is what I can say. Yeah. But it was announced this week it's going to feature an ambitious battle royale mode titled Blackout. It's basically a large group of players, speculated between 100 through 140 based on hints in the trailer, will drop into one large map that is basically, I don't know how to say it. It's basically like they're going to try to take like all the Black Ops maps and rotate them through this whole mode, is what I've heard. So you can play as basically iconic campaign or zombie characters like Sergeant Woods, Mason, Resnaz, Hudson, and more players. So they're basically taking all the characters that they've developed for zombie games and, the Black Ops games, putting them into battle royale mode, which is pretty cool. But players will have access to mechanics, weaponry, and kill streaks from previous games, such as the RCXD, the little remote control car that blows up, which is super annoying sometimes. I guess what makes it unique is basically they said that classic Call of Duty maps will be scattered around the large map. So I don't know if they're talking like the original Call of Duty maps, maybe. I don't know. Maybe redo some of those. Yeah. That would be interesting. The two things obviously I want to talk about right now. Well, actually just one thing. Two more things I want to bring up, but one thing I want to talk about. So the first thing I want to bring up is that PC fans, you should already know this if you're a Battle.net on Battle.net playing Blizzard games, but Blizzard's doing it again. Blizzard is putting Call of Duty Black Ops 4 on their servers. So just like with Destiny, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is going to be on their servers. If you haven't loaded up Battle.net recently, if you pop up Battle.net, there's obviously the Blizzard games at the top, and then there's the Activision games at the bottom now. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is up on there now. So I thought that was interesting. And I get they're trying to obviously merge that relationship a lot better, and I think it's really cool that they're doing it. I never expected to see a Call of Duty game on a Blizzard server. So It's very interesting to see.
Yeah.
So, but the one thing I did want to talk about, and I want to talk about this with you, is that they've made the decision they're not doing single player, which to me, as a fan of the Black Ops series, that's kind of weird to me. Because I would say it did have a very intriguing story for the Black Ops ones. Like, they did a pretty good job. But apparently, I don't know if it's easier, obviously, because now they don't have to have all these story developers and writing boards and then make sure everything works for all the single player, make it, and also, I mean, I've heard too that they look at their numbers and they realize that, 9 times out of 10 when people are playing Call of Duty games, they don't even play the single player. They just jump right into multiplayer.
Right.
So, I mean, I get that. I would say if you're going about it that way, I get it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did hear that they're going to do something like online origin missions or something like that, where it can, like, you take a character and you basically will play like a campaign sort of style mission, but it really, all it is kind of giving you a tutorial of how that character plays and works and everything. And then that way you'd be more set up to do better with them in multiplayer.
Sure. I got you. So kind of like.
So I heard that they were going to do something like that, but yeah, sort of like mini games that they're not necessarily single player campaigns, but they're like little tidbits.
Sure.
So I mean, I guess for the people that play those games, because really, I'm not that person, so it doesn't, one way or the other, no matter what they do, it doesn't faze me because I don't play Call of Duty.
I like Call of Duty. I really do. The only thing is like, when they did World War II, I felt like they took a huge step backwards. Because it's like, I get the whole, like, they did the Advanced Warfare series and they are going to space and it was just getting really crazy with, like, people flying and people, being able to do all these really interesting things, which made the game interesting, especially in multiplayer. But I felt like they, when they went back to Call of Duty World War II, like, I felt like they took a huge step backwards, aesthetically, because it wasn't as pretty as Battlefield 1. Because when I played Battlefield 1 was stunning. And a lot of fun to play. Call of Duty, Call of Duty World War II, I played the demo, and, I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. I'm not the only one. People still enjoyed it, but I mean, when I was playing it, or when I was playing the beta, also the demo, I was just like, it's all, I felt like the graphics were all muddy. I felt like, the gameplay wasn't as fun, I'm hoping, with Call of Duty, obviously Black Ops, just depending on exactly what they do with the franchise. Cause I mean, I feel like we keep going forward in the future, and then it's like, and then they go to the past, and it's like, I just don't know what they're doing with time frames anymore. So, I mean, I'm hoping maybe keep it more real. Well, maybe keep it more realistic, like in today's time. I don't know. So, because I would say
Call of Duty Dino Hunter.
Right, exactly. So that would just be like Far Cry Primal. That's like, it doesn't work. Okay. Yeah. Look, we all enjoyed
Turok. It'd be Call of Duty Turok Edition.
Yeah, exactly. We all enjoyed Turok. Let it die. Seriously, we don't need to go back there. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I really want to hope for the best, but I have no idea. So hopefully it's good. If it's not, I mean, obviously there's the alternative, which I'm talking about as well, which is Battlefield 5. It's been confirmed. You guys, if you guys will actually, if you're listening to the show today or tomorrow, before the 23rd, that is, so by Wednesday, you can actually tune in and watch the live reveal of what's going to come in the next Battlefield game. So May 23rd at 4:00 Eastern Standard Time, for that your time, buddy. You can tune in to YouTube, Mixer, or Twitch, and the game's going to have the reveal. They've already confirmed, though, they're going to have a single-player game. So I feel like it's... with these two companies, it's always back and forth. It's like, Battlefield's like, well, like, some 1 year they're like, well, we're not going to do, a single-player campaign. And then, Call of Duty's like, well, we are. And now Call of Duty's like, no, we're not going to do a single-player campaign. And Battlefield's all like, yeah, well, we got that. So I feel like they're just like two bickering, brothers that really love each other deep down inside, but it's like they always have to one up each other, you know, like even though they're from, you know, well, not even brothers, but like, you know, two best friends that live on the same block, you know, from two different families, you know, one lives on this side of the train tracks and one lives on the other, you know, and I feel like that's how I feel like they are. You know, it's like they really deep down, they like each other as companies and they respect each other. They're just always going to try to one up each other, you know. I got a Jaguar. I got a Ferrari. You know, I feel like it's always, what can I do? Anything you can do, I can do better. That's how I feel that they're that song to a T. So, but like I said, tune in May 23rd. You'll find out. Obviously, once we find out what Battlefield's going to entail, we'll bring it to you next week. We'll talk all about it. But finishing off the show, a couple big announcements. We got about 6 minutes here. But there was Division 2 news back in the news. So apparently we will be playing the Division 2 before April of 2019. I did not realize that game was so far along already. Yeah, that's good news if you like the Division. I didn't, like I said, me and Will have talked about this many times before. We didn't hate the Division. It got stale after you did all the single player stuff, and it suffered from the same problem Destiny suffers from. The game itself is amazing. The story's intriguing. You know, there's a lot of after you get through all the missions and stuff though, and start getting into the end game stuff, that's when you start having, you know, it start getting boring or it starts getting too ridiculous. So,
but it was really fun. Again, it was a really fun game.
It was a fun game. Yeah, it just didn't pique your interest for that long. So, but hopefully, Division 2 will do better. Obviously, that's one game that, you know, even Tink said that they're always listening to their community, trying to make it better with, you know, without trying to compromise, obviously, the artistic vision of the game. Obviously, I'm gonna have I don't know when I have to talk with her, but I'm gonna have Tinks back on the show too, hopefully soon. So we'll get her back on here. She's already said anytime. So I sent her a Twitter message the other day, and she said anytime. So I'm gonna hold you to that, lady. So she's always fun to have on the show. So, but also in the news too this week, Soul Calibur fans, Yoshimitsu, the Mange clan's most powerful warriors, rise once again and makes his way into Soul Calibur 6. He got announced this week. Also, if you guys are still playing Sea of Thieves, I mean, it's a fun game. It's a beautiful game. It just was a scarce game. But I did not realize that they were doing this so quickly. But the first major Sea of Thieves downloadable content lands on May 29th. It's called The Hungering Deep. And this is really classy of Rare. I didn't realize they were doing this either. But this is the first of 6 downloadable contents that they're doing for this game. Guess how much that's going to cost you? Go ahead, guess. Free? Yeah, it's free. Yeah, that's how you do downloadable content, EA. Learn it.
Yeah, but it's also how you do, hey, our game wasn't finished, so we're giving you the rest of it for free.
Well, at least it's free and not $80 like Destiny.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Well, yeah, that's true.
It's exactly true. But also the last story I want to go over, and then we're gonna get out of here too, is if you guys were hoping to play Metro Exodus this year, which we've heard really good things about. We saw a couple clips, obviously at E3 2017 when it got announced. I think it's been at Gamescom and things like that too. They were talking about it for a while, but it's been unfortunately it has been delayed. Not a bad thing. 4A Games and the publisher Deep Silver said it's progressing well. They said obviously they want it to be at its absolute best when it comes out, but it's pushed early 2019 right now. I'm not mad about that. Reason being is because the reason being right now for me is because this is roughly summer starting. You're going to be super busy during the summer, and then once fall buses back in here, you're going to have Red Dead Redemption 2 to play in October. So not really mad about that one. Yeah. Plus there's a crap load of other stuff coming out between now and then that they'll keep you preoccupied. Go ahead with what you're going to say. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you today.
I was just going to say, I don't get mad when companies delay their games.
Right.
Because it's always for a good reason.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is you get things like what we were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. You get State of Decay in its current state.
Sure.
The fear of a delay sometimes, I think, and or the pressure from the studio, and or the backers to just put it out ruins a game. That can make or break what people see right at the very front. So, you know what? I'll wait.
Yeah.
From what we saw, the gameplay, the idea that how much bigger it is than the other games, and it will be really good, I'm hoping.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, obviously this is the third installment in the Metro series. If you guys have never played the first two, amazing games, obviously set in Russia, in a post, obviously nuclear fallout world. But really, I like I said, from everything that I've seen so far, I mean, this one you actually get to go outside. I mean, the first two games you spend a lot of times in the tunnels or the mine shafts or things like that.
Yeah.
This game, I'm excited to actually go outside and see the world and see what they did with it. But I'm with you. I think if you need extra time to polish up the game to make it look amazing, same thing happened with Red Dead Redemption. That was supposed to be out in 2017. It's been pushed and pushed and pushed. I'm okay with it, though. If you need time to finish your game, I will be patient and sit here as long as you develop, an amazing game. So, unless your name is Final Fantasy VII, and now I'm hearing rumors that the game's not going to be out until their 35th anniversary, which is roughly like 2023. So I think at this point, I'm not really, there's really nothing you're going to do to jazz me up about that. So, because you're like, hey, here's the 35th anniversary, and you're like, hey, thanks for making me feel old, jackholes. So, nobody remembers your game that it's 35 years ago. Telling you what. But that's all the time we had today. Obviously, check me out in Vegas. I'll be in Vegas this week. Check me out in Vegas like I have a show. I'll be at the Tropicana all week. All right. So check me out there. Tickets are still on sale. And usually when I mean tickets, it just means you coming up to me and just giving me money. And that's pretty much what tickets mean. But I'll be at Tropicana all week, obviously in Vegas. So come say hi to me if you ever see me. We'll be at Combo Breaker with Noobs and Pros, obviously Saturday, Sunday. I think Brian's going to be out there until Sunday too. So actually all week, Noobs and Pros will be out there. So check us out there as well. Come and say hi to us. We'll give you stickers and a hug or a handshake. I don't know if you like hugs or handshakes. Ooh, we should start a business like that. Hugs and handshakes. All right. That's all. Yeah, so check us out. Obviously, www.noobsandpros.com. You can find our show. You can find all the videos and great stuff up on there as well. Events and all kinds of goodies. Thank you to our sponsor, Video Games Monthly. Thank you to Player One Coffee. And thank you to the Podcast Radio Network. Hope everything's working out for you guys. But usually check us out Thursday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But that is all the time that we had. I have to go pack and get my butt on an airplane. So we love you, and we will talk to you later. Bye now.
Thank you for listening to the Dads That Game radio podcast. Email us your questions and hate mail to dadsthatgamepodcast@gmail.com.